Hello there. This is Operensis. Now, I don't know whether I will post this on YouTube or not, because I originally intended to. But recently, I of course discovered the wonderful platform that is Instagram. And I thought, well, these kind of shorter kind of reviews, if I want to make more of them, maybe Instagram is a better place than YouTube is. So I don't know. But anyway, hello, whether you're on YouTube or on Instagram as a result. Today, I will be doing a review of the first 2 episodes of season number 1 of the TV show made by Lucasfilm a long time ago now, that is of course called The Young Indiana Jones Chronicles. An important warning that I'd like to get out of the way is the fact that I watched this in August. And I wanted to make the review in August, but I had so much other stuff, including my film, that is coming up, going very well, incredible progress, so I couldn't do the review. So I didn't rewatch the 2 episodes, because they're very long and I didn't have the time recently, so I'll be going entirely by memory of what I had in August, but I mean, my memory tends to be pretty good, so let's hope I don't mix anything up. Okay, so to start off, let me get something out of the way that I think is gonna be an unpopular opinion. I'm not sure if it is or not, but based on other opinions in this world, I'm thinking this one will be very unpopular. I prefer the first episode of this show to all of the Indiana Jones movies. Now, the Indiana Jones films I do enjoy, but I much prefer the first 2 episodes, actually. And let me tell you why. There's a very good reason why. The films tend to balance very sensitive topics like religion, everything. And let's take the second one, for example, 'cause the Temple of Doom, the darkest one, obviously. It wants to make a point across, get a point across, that this cult, this wicked, evil, twisted cult is bad. And it does so in a very, very straightforward way. It has the cult rip hearts out, it has them enslave children, and everything shows them as the demons, which they obviously are. But this particular show takes sensitive topics such as hunting down animals or slavery, but handles them and the messages in a much less straightforward way and a much more nuanced way. For example, the first episode, which of course talks about slavery and so on, we don't have like a straight up showing of every single brutality of it. More so, much more, we are just shown one slave boy and we have him talk with Indy and we have Indy slowly come to the realization of why this is not a good thing to do in life. Whereas in stuff like Temple of Doom, we straight off have hearts being ripped out. So that's why I prefer this show. It's much more subtle. That's the word I was looking for. Much more subtle with its messages and sending them across. And especially in the second one, where we have the hunting. We aren't like told off straight off, hunting is bad. We just have Indy stop the guy from shooting an animal with his rifle. That's much more subtle and not as open as the films. And that's why I prefer these first 2 episodes. Now, the next thing I wanted to talk about is the shots. This show, the first 2 episodes, are so stunning when it comes to the visuals. The colors, every frame, and especially the opening of episode 2 with the savannah, which really reminded me of The Lion King, actually. Just everything, all the colors, all the environments, it's such a great thing. I was really inspired by it, obviously, as an aspiring director. And also the characters and the acting. I loved all of the characters so much. They're all so unique, because nowadays we got all of these films and every single character is just so boring. It's just a typical person. These characters, all extraordinary, especially the geography, I believe it is, teacher of young Indy. I loved her, very interesting. And the guy who saves Indy and his teacher from being abandoned at the pyramids. Incredible character. And especially the guy, I don't remember his name unfortunately, with the mustache in the next following episode. His acting was extremely hyperbolized. It was like over the top, but I loved it. It's so much better than all of these boring characters nowadays, really. But now I do want to get onto, yeah, and the plot is pretty interesting of both episodes. Now I do want to get onto the negatives because I've talked a lot about the positives, which there are a lot of. But let's talk about the negatives of these first two episodes. First of all, the action, very slow for me personally. And it's not intended to be a very fast-paced show, but the part where they get their camels are stolen when they're at the pyramids and the camels are stolen, it felt like they were trying to be very fast-paced, but it just felt so slow for me. I don't know why. Second of all, the fact that the Egyptian plot really, it's as if it stops halfway through, and I don't know why. Because we got on to the slavery plot, but the Egyptian one, it kind of stops. It's as if it abruptly stops, and it carries on with that character, but we never see the character. We follow Indy away, so it feels as if we stopped and we never returned to that. So I don't like that. And is there a third thing I wish to say? No, I don't think there is a third one. I think I liked everything else pretty much. And I also really did enjoy the chemistry between the actor of young Indy and the slave boy. I don't remember his name, my apologies, because I watched a long time ago. It broke my heart. Such incredible acting by the two children. Brilliant, simply brilliant. Yeah, and apparently Oliver Ford Davis, who I really love as an actor who played C.O. Bibble in The Phantom Menace, Revenge of the Sith, and Attack of the Clones. He was apparently in the first episode as a cameo, but I did not notice him. So I'll have to do that on a rewatch, maybe. But yes, anyway, thank you very much for attending this wonderful review of mine. Please be sure to leave a heart. I would really appreciate it, folks. And goodbye.